Here I am talking about Channing Tatum's new movie, Logan Lucky. It's a good movie. Logan Lucky, directed by Steven Soderbergh, the man that directed Magic Mike, starring Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Riley Keough, Daniel Craig, and a bunch of other actors. This movie is being marketed as a hillbilly heist film, a Ocean 11 kind of movie. The movie stars Channing Tatum as Jimmy Logan. He's a guy that is a mining worker, but he gets fired from his job as a miner because he has a limp. The boss considers it as a pre-existing condition, and the mine that he works at is not too far from the NASCAR racing area. Jimmy's in the middle of a custody battle with his ex-wife, played by Katie Holmes. He's trying to keep the right to visit his daughter every so often, but he needs to keep on paying child support, and he can't do it without his job. So now that he's fired from his job, he's got to find another way to get some money in order to keep the rights to seeing his daughter. And his daughter is going to be in this beauty pageant, and he wants to be able to see the beauty pageant. So in order to try to pay for the child support and still keep the visitation rights to see his daughter every so often, he decides to rob a vault. He decides to rob NASCAR, where the vault where all the money that from NASCAR goes into, which is not too far from the mining area. In order to do this, he needs help, so he gets his brother Clyde, played by Adam Driver, to help him out. Clyde is a Iraq war veteran. He lost his hand in Iraq, and that becomes a running gag throughout the movie since he has a prosthetic hand. And Clyde works as a bartender. He also gets a man who is an explosives expert, played by Daniel Craig. But the problem is Daniel Craig's character is in prison, so Jimmy and Clyde have to figure out a way how to get Fish Bang here out of prison. They also need Fish's two brothers, Joe and Sam, because they are experts in computers. So they need these two guys, and these guys are pretty funny. The scene that they have where Jack Quaid and Brian Gleason are the two actors. When Jack Quaid says the Twitter joke is pretty funny. And finally, he needs his sister's help as well, played by Riley Keough, Melly Logan. So we got this group of hillbillies doing a robbery in order to pay for Jimmy's child support, and he needs to get a cut of the deal. And that's pretty much our movie. Now, I wanted to see this movie because the trailers look pretty funny, and I like Channing Tatum, I like Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig is a very good actor. I have to say, I really did enjoy this movie. This is a really funny movie, and a bit of a surprise considering this is the month of August. This is where the movies around the summer season are starting to be not as good. So the fact that this movie was enjoyable was a bit of a surprise for me. I'm glad this movie was good. Channing Tatum and Adam Driver are great in this movie. They are very funny, and the banter between them is great. Riley Keough is really funny in the movie as well. I really did like her in the film. Katie Holmes is great. The little girl that they got playing Jimmy's daughter in the film is very cute and very funny in the movie as well in her own way. Jack Quaid and Brian Gleason are also pretty funny in the movie. Seth MacFarlane shows up in this film for a couple scenes, and I thought he was pretty good in the film as well. Then you have Sebastian Stan, who plays the main race car driver that they show in this movie, and he's pretty good. But the standout guy in this movie is Daniel Craig. He is hilarious in this movie. The lines he gets, Like when he says that he's incarcerated, I am incarcerated. That's funny. And the joke when he's changing his clothes was kind of funny when he's flirting with Riley Keough's character, Melly. That was really funny. And just everything he did was really hilarious. Now let's talk about the negatives of this film, because this movie's not entirely perfect here, even though it is a funny movie. The main negative with this movie is that the movie's a little bit too long. There's some areas that could have been cut out. The movie is about 2 hours, or maybe a little bit over 2 hours, and they could have cut a few minutes off, maybe about 10 minutes, because I think the movie's a little bit too long, and some of the actors didn't even need to be in this movie. You got Catherine Watterson in this film to play Jimmy Logan's love interest, and she doesn't really get that much screen time to be well developed. Blink and you miss her. She gets like 2 scenes in the whole movie, and she's supposed to be a love interest for Jimmy. If you're gonna give her Jimmy a love interest, try to develop her a little bit more. It doesn't make any sense. You almost didn't even need her. Then you have Sebastian Stan. He barely does anything in this film. He's only there to be the main race car driver, and his character is not that well developed either. So I don't know why he was even in this movie. He seems to be just there just because he's a big name, and you almost didn't really need him either. So that didn't make sense to have him in the movie, even though he's a great actor. But I really did like this movie. It's a very funny film. I definitely think people should check this movie out. It is worth seeing in the theater. So I'm going to give this movie a B. It is a fun film to watch. The comedy is great and everything. The chemistry between some of these actors are really good, even though not all the actors need to be in this movie. So definitely check out Logan Lucky.